Today will be one extreme to the other because last time you asked me to do a full team on defense duty. Yep, you guessed it. Today it'll be a full team on attack duty. The lambs to the slaughter will be Crystal Palace in the Premier League. And one of the main reasons is they've got a good squad with a lot of attacking talent. And also we're going to work on the theory that a team that should struggle in the Premier League, can they outscore their way to a decent finish?
Nose to nose. And there's number 4, designated mounter. Oh!
Okay, dudes, it's full attack for a team. You can see it there. It looks quite nice in a 4-2-3-1. We've got to keep it kind of balanced, otherwise we will die. Now, a word on the defenders. Obviously, they can't go to attack. The closest thing will probably be Libero on support. But I think ball-playing defender stopper as well can be kind of classed as an attacking defensive move. Yes, I could have used wide centre-backs on attack, but they still would left me with the problem of the guy in the middle. But for you guys, I'll stick that tactic on the end so you can see what happened. Now here's why we chose Palace. Look at the attacking bunch. Edouard, Eze, Ayew, Mateta. They should be able to score plenty of goals. It's these guys at the back that are in for a hell of a time.
12 seconds later.
Right, having time to think about it, I've put together a 4-2-4. We've got Watson and Decore in there as volantes. So they're kind of defensive midfield, but then they're going to push on. So it might give us a bit of a better chance having two of them in there.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Now, unfortunately for us, our first match was Liverpool away. I mean, at least we got it out of the way early. We got our first win in our first home match, though, against Wolves. We scored 3, but we conceded 2. It's going to be a bit like that. A 2-0 defeat away to Arsenal, but that's alright. But then we lost at home to West Ham, despite creating more chances. And away at Manchester United, but we are still in these matches. Against Bournemouth, I thought it was a banker, but then Odsonne Edouard missed this penalty. This looks like being a long season. I made a couple of tiny changes to the central midfielders. I added a couple of player instructions, marking specific position in central midfield, hoping they wouldn't get too far forward. And it helped us. We got our best result of the season so far. We battered Newcastle. A thumping 5-1 victory and the best average ratings for the team yet. And then Everton came to town and we did even better in this one. We conceded 3, but don't worry, because we scored 7. They had a good draw against Tottenham, who were top of the league, and we even drew against mighty Man City. On New Year's Day, we were sat comfortably in 12th position with 23 points. Goals for and against weren't as mad as you may think. We'd scored 33 and conceded 35. Pretty average, really. So it's going alright. I mean, they're 12th in the Premier League, and that's probably where Palace expect to be in real life. We then got our new result of the season. Liverpool at home, we beat them. A hard-fought 3-2 win, but we'll take that every time. And somehow we'd actually made it to the quarter-final of the FA Cup. The only problem is, it's bloody Aston Villa.
I hate you.
And when Edouard missed another penalty, it was inevitable that Villa would beat us again like they always do. But quarter-finals, pretty respectable. Our first attempt was up and down, wins and then losses, a bit like that all the way through. We couldn't escape that 12th place position, and perfect symmetry. In the 38 matches, we scored 68. And conceded 68 for a goal difference of 0. I'm taking that as a win with all attack duties, but we're going to give it another go because I'm intrigued. I think they might be rushing things because they're on attack so much, even though we have dropped the tempo down a bit. We're going to try it again, but we're going to mess with the mentality to see if that makes a big difference. So in attempt 2, we kept everything exactly the same. The only thing we changed was we went from attacking mentality down to cautious to see if they'd calm down a bit.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Ironically, it was the same result against Liverpool, but we beat Wolves way more impressively, and overall the start to the season was fantastic. Yeah, we lost to Villa again, but we beat Spurs and Edouard actually scored a penalty. And in the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, we beat Manchester United and found ourselves in the semis. So here we are on New Year's Eve in attempt 2. We're sitting in 9th place this time, so a little bit better. There's been no crazy results like you might expect. In the league, we've scored 41, so 2 a match, and we've conceded 34. So we've actually scored more at this stage of the season on cautious than we did in attacking. There's a theme every time I look at this screen. The defenders just don't get on with each other, probably because they're bickering because they've got so much to do. Now, this version of the tactic is definitely really, really good. We just beat Liverpool again, but with a clean sheet. 2-0, how impressive is that? The positions are pretty standard when you look at it. 4-2-4, there you go. It's quite expansive wide when you've got the ball. When you haven't got the ball, it drops in a bit, but you can see the midfielders are still super advanced. That might cause a problem, especially for the 2 centre-backs. And overall positions, You can see there, 19 and 8, the central midfielders. They don't quite get back enough to help these two poor lads out. In the semi-final of the League Cup, we were lucky to face Bolton of the lower leagues. Just about got through, which meant we got to the final and we're going to meet Brighton. We've got a hell of a chance to win a trophy here with all attack duties.
Stop it.
In the league, we were beautifully inconsistent, beating Newcastle away, but then losing to Bournemouth.
Disgrace.
It was time for the League Cup final. Palace in a final. Who would have thought it? And Odsonne Edouard, when he's not in the penalty spot, was lethal. We dominated this match, and in the 82nd minute, we went flying down the left. Eze with a cross, and there's Edouard again. It gave Crystal Palace the League Cup, and deservedly so. We finally got a mad result in the league, 5-4 to Southampton. Overall, the campaign was much more solid than the first go. We finished 8th, scoring 77, conceding 65. An 8th place finish and a cup final for Palace. Got to be seen a result, right? But we did do it on cautious mentality, so is that failing the test?
Yes!
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go extreme for the last version of this. We are going to go super attacking. Now, this was all about attacking duties, but why not make it the most attacking thing we could possibly do? So we've gone with a 5 up front, with the 2 attacking midfielders behind 3 strikers, a central midfielder on attack as well. There's your wing backs. And then we've got the attacking mentality as well. Oh dear.
Let's go.
As is customary, Liverpool put 4 past us on the first game of the season, but Wolves could not deal with this. There's so many players attacking them, they didn't know where to go. Our first home match ended 5-0. Now the mad starts. 5-3 away to Arsenal. Pretty happy with a 5-3 defeat against the big guns. With the ball, it looks a bit like this. You've got your back 4, your central midfielder, basically playing like an attacking midfielder, and that huge gap. Without the ball, pretty much the same. They don't really get back in for an overall positions of that. Next home match, we scored another 5, this time against West Ham. And then away to Fulham, we opened up again with another 5, and the average ratings are all teaming in. Let's take another 5 away at Leicester. What's going on? All good things come to an end, and as you can see in the top corner, this match finished 4-8.
What?
We ripped them to pieces, and they ripped us to pieces. Nottingham Forest on the counter battered us. Look how many chances they made, and look at their average ratings. They had 3 people on 10 out of 10. But we responded really well, and hold your horses, we even beat Aston Villa.
I prayed for this.
Arguably the performance of the season so far. Tottenham came to us top of the league, and we absolutely murdered them. Then went away to Ipswich and scored 7. However, following that, for some reason we then lost our next 5 matches. Meaning on New Year's Eve, after 20 matches, we sit 11th. And this is where it gets funky. In the 20 matches, we've scored 60 for 3 per match, but conceded 56. We've got both the best goal scoring record in the league and the worst defence.
It's embarrassing.
Now, as you can imagine, goals are going in everywhere. It just shows that you can outscore your opposition and survive in a team like the Prem. But I do feel sorry for these centre-backs. Liverpool took advantage of our poor team morale and opened up a can of whoop-ass. Ouch. And despite some good wins in the FA Cup, we were on a losing streak of 9. So despite the nice link-ups up front, I decided to make one change by sacrificing 1 attacking midfielder, moving Eze across, and having 2 central midfielders on attack in there. This led to a turnaround, starting with a win away at Bournemouth. We got our revenge on Forest, beating them 5-3. That's 20 goals in our 2 matches against Forest. We even beat Spurs in the FA Cup quarter-final, with the midfield doing most of the work. Dropping that guy back to central midfield seems to have worked. We played Villa again, and they didn't beat us again. We got a 4-4 against them this time. Battered them, to be fair, they were lucky. In the semi-final of the FA Cup, Cole Palmer and Chelsea were just too much for us. A good run nonetheless. And after that, the heart went from the team a bit. It was a horrible end to the season, as Tottenham beat us 7-1, with Son scoring 42 times. And after that, we fell away really badly to finish the season. We still finished a respectable 12th, would be more than happy with that. But check this out, after 38 matches, we scored 100 goals for the best in the league, but also conceded 113 for the worst in the league.
Disgrace.
Did we expect anything else? But it shows, if you're really desperate to survive, just bloody attack like crazy.
It's damn true!
So after the 3 attempts, it's pretty clear that a cautious mentality with attacking combination was the best, with that 8th place finish and a cup win. And no matter what formation we played, these 2 centre-backs just need some form of counselling.